Slime Rancher is a game made by Monami Park, and it was released on Steam Early Access in 2016, but it's received numerous free content updates up until last year. I picked this game up in April of 2016, a little under 4 months after its Steam debut, and it's been great seeing what this game's grown into. Slime Rancher is a game about slimes. Who would have guessed? You play as new rancher Beatrix LeBeau on their first trip to the far, far range. With your trusty vac pack, a device which you can use to suck up wild slimes and bring them back to your ranch, your goal is to make a living looking after slimes and appeasing your corporate overlords. Whenever a slime is fed, it produces this item called a plort. A plort can either be sold at the right time for a few new bucks, or fed to a slime of a different type to create a largo slime, which will produce plorts of both types. With these fundamental gameplay concepts, you can build corrals on your ranch and manage your own colony of slimes in order to earn plorts more reliably. As well as that, you have these large sections of the far, far range to explore, where you can encounter many different resources and slime types. The moss blanket, for example, is filled with mint mangoes, briar hens, and boom slimes, while the dry reef is home to your typical pogo fruits, roostros, and tabby slimes. The diverse ecosystems of the far, far range really bring it to life and make exploring it a treat, especially with all the goodies dotted around the map. When looking after slimes, it's important to take note of their preferences and how you can meet them. Every slime, with the exception of the pink ones, has a favorite food. When fed their preferred meal, slimes will drop 2 plorts instead of 1, or in the case of a largo, 4 instead of 2. This adds a fun bit of strategy to how you manage your ranch, as setting up the relevant farms or coops will double your profits. The new bucks you've earned can be reinvested into your ranch through new buildings. They can also be put towards upgrading your gear, or they can be contributed to the 7Z Rewards Club, granting you fun prizes like slime toys and chroma packs. And while you're in your little cabin throwing fortunes at everyone's favorite mega corporation, why not take a second to check your emails? Now admittedly, the phrase check your emails won't exactly sell you on the game, but there's a lot of interesting dialogue you can find if you take a moment to read it. You'll get emails from a number of characters, such as 7Z, your helpful but greedy employer. You'll also get emails from Casey, your partner back on Earth, and hey, would you look at that, emails from your fellow ranchers introducing themselves. Thank you, Bob. Very cool. You see, you're not alone on the far, far range, and I don't mean that in the creepy sense. Other ranchers residing on different parts of the planet will request some materials every once in a while, and will pay you kindly for them. Well, at least until you reach endgame. Eventually they stop being worth their while. Different ranchers will ask for different supplies, so make sure you know what you're getting into before you accept a request. However, a few of these ranchers have their own quest lines that you can explore. Mochi Miles, for example, will invite you over to her manor, where you can chase down quicksilver slimes in the Nimble Valley. Ogden Ordaz will send you to his retreat, where you can meticulously collect kukadobas and fuel his insatiable cooking addiction. And finally, Victor Humphreys will invite you to his lab, where you can patch a virtual reality slime emulation in exchange for fun rewards. The side objectives are really fun, but become tedious after a while. The gameplay remains mostly the same throughout your visits, and it would have benefited from a bit of variation. As well as that, earning a few plots on the person's ranch, while fun, is not as cool as it sounds, as you rarely have time or a reason to visit these alternate locations, and when you do, it seems like your farms haven't been growing while you're away. Heading back to your ranch, you can find notes of the former owner, Hobson Twillagers, hidden around the landscape. They provide insight into the different biomes of the far, far range, and they let you know a more personal side to the previous inhabitant. While learning about the history of the ranch is interesting, I definitely prefer learning about our little slime friends. The Slimepedia allows the player to read the description of slimes and learn a little bit more about them. For example, did you know that rad slime plorts are used to power the majority of Earth's machines? Or that puddle plorts are used for luxury bottled water? Across the world, you may run into slimes who've had one too many pogo fruits. These guys are called Gordo slimes, and if you feed them enough, they'll burst open like some kind of deeply disturbing piñata, granting you rewards such as new materials and slime keys. While a lot of biomes can be opened using slime keys, I appreciate that Slime Rancher throws in some puzzles every now and then, such as when you're entering the ancient ruins or the glass desert. By far, these areas are some of the most unique in the game, so having them being locked off by a puzzle instead of a key fits really well. Like all environments, the slimes and foods there reflect the look and feel of the biome. You'll find phase lemons and quantum slimes in the ruins, while the desert is home to silver parsnips and mosaic slimes. I really can't overstate how fun the different parts of Slime Rancher are to explore, as they're all filled with a very unique feel and theme. Don't explore for too long though. You need to keep an eye on your range to make sure things are going alright. The longer slimes go without being fed, the angrier they'll become, eventually breaking out of their corrals in a fit of rage. Do not let this happen. Once slimes break out and get some food, they produce plorts. Now normally this would be a good thing, as it's more money, right? But when you've got a largo that eats a brand new plort, things start to go sour. The tar is what's created when you mix one too many slimes. Almost like a zombie, the tar will go around attacking and infecting other slimes, amalgamating them into its oily form. Fear not though, they have a weakness. Like gamers, any water thrown their way will destroy them. This is pretty handy once you start installing hydro turrets, as tars quickly go from being the hunter to becoming the prey. Hydro turrets, by the way, way are slime science utilities that you can create at the lab alongside a myriad of other slime science inventions. Are you spending hours in your ranch and need a helping hand? Why not make a drone to help you out? Slime science is a really fun mechanic that, while you only unlock later on in the game, is really rewarding and makes it worth your while. It introduces new materials that you can acquire using drills, pumps, and apiaries, and is definitely worth putting some thought into if you've reached the late game. It may be a journey to get there, but it's definitely worth it. The cute cel-shaded atmosphere of Slime Rancher is really fun to play around in. The environments are exciting, the tech is pretty, and the slimes are adorable. The unique art style and bright colors of the game really makes it stand out for what it is. It's a joy just walking around the far range, watching slimes interact with each other in their natural environment, at least until nighttime. The music's also really fun and bubbly, and it fits the game almost too well. Slime Rancher is a really cute game that just makes you feel happy playing it. I think this game's really fun, and its sequel's shaping up to be a blast as well. While still in early access, Slime Rancher 2 looks to be more of the game we all know and love. It seems to improve on everything the original game did, and while unfinished, I think it's looking really good so far. Small adjustments have been made to the gameplay, such as the refined backpack mechanics and a refurbished upgrade system, and as well as that, a handful of new slimes and environments have been introduced, all of them leaning heavily into the series' new art style. The visuals of Slime Rancher 2 are honestly gorgeous, and the new soundtrack gives the game a very different tone from the first. From what I can see, Slime Rancher 2 is building on every mechanic present in the base game, and it's doing a pretty good job at it. I'm looking forward to this game's release, and I'm happy to see that the original Slime Ranchers garnered a large enough audience to merit a sequel of this caliber. Slime Rancher is a farming and exploration game with a very clear focus. It knows what it wants from the player, and it gives them the tools to build a ranch of their own in this vibrant alien world. It's a bit more stressful than your traditional farm sim game, but it's got heart. Exploring the far range and looking after these adorable critters is a delight, and I'm excited to see more of where the series is headed in Slime Rancher 2. So with that said and done, I give Slime Rancher a 1 out of 10. You can't visit Bob's Ranch, but you know what? You can always visit my channel for more game reviews like this, so make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. I read all of them, so please don't say anything mean. Anyways, I'm gonna go hang out with some puddle slimes now. See ya!